Guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than.
You want to know what's funny about this? Is women always trying to shame men for dating younger women, but what they don't understand is that older women come with more baggage, more drama, more bitterness, more resentfulness, more hatred towards men.
I mean, how could anyone understand that? It's such a complex perspective that no one's ever brought forward before. People who have lived more life have had more negative and positive experiences that shape the way they interact with themselves and others. We've got to get you a TED Talk. Also, I wonder if you'd consider it worthwhile unpacking how interesting it is that so many women grow resentful of men as they have more and more interactions with them. Anyway.
More children, more body counts, like more I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man mindset. And what man wants to deal with that? Any man with any level of intellect would easily choose a younger woman who hasn't had her heart broken, who's still soft, who's still submissive, who's still feminine, who still believes in love, who still puts love first over everything, who wants to cuddle, who wants to cook, who wants to clean, who wants to have sex consistently, who wants to just spend quality time with you over a woman that's mad at the world because of all the bullshit she been through.
There was more to unpack there than I anticipated and a lot of points mixed together, so let's try to make this quick. For one, the only area where Emrata went wrong, in my opinion, is that she spoke in absolutes. There are obviously exceptions to everything, though in her defense, she shouldn't have to spell that out for you. The fact of the matter is, just tossing out ages here, a 30-year-old and a 20-year-old have almost nothing that make up the foundations of a relationship or personhood in common. They are in completely different chapters of their lives. They are completely different in terms of brain development, which impacts your perception of behavior, the world, and how you behave. They have completely different life experiences, and not just in the general person-to-person sense. Does that mean people in those two age groups can't be attracted to each other? No. Does that mean every single person in a relationship with an age gap like that is being preyed upon or being malicious? No. Are there a lot of men and at least a few women who have openly publicly stated that the reason they date younger people is because they are easier to manipulate? Yes. Are people right to be suspicious of, cautious toward, and question the motive of relationships with age gaps that wide, given the aforementioned differences between age groups, and how often people pursue those age gaps to manipulate the younger party as they've openly admitted? Absolutely. And everybody gets shamed for it, might I add. Men just do it more often or more loudly, so there's more opportunity for people to object. Don't get confused. People debate Brittany Renner's morality bi-weekly on this app. For two, I will always find it red card worthy when justified emotion or behavior is demonized or used as an argument. It is something to notice, because typically when people do it, they are manipulating you in some way. Are older women more bitter towards men and less carefree, etc.? Or are they just less likely to believe lies and tolerate mistreatment because they've seen it before and know how to identify it? No one should be putting love over everything. I quite literally can't think of a worse mantra. And it leads to people ignoring incredibly problematic behavior because they think love is all it takes to sustain a relationship, or that love supersedes mistreatment. 3 closing points I'd like to make so I don't keep you here all day arguing everything he said. 1, I genuinely believe that men have a warped perspective of relationships and what they're supposed to look like. And not gonna lie, I think women do too. But another day. Women are not dolls that you carry around and only interact with for the purpose of entertainment and pleasure. If you don't want to connect with someone through their life experiences, positive and negative, if you don't want to connect with someone over everything that makes them a person on a deeper level, not just the shell of coolness or sexiness or no emotion, you're not looking for an actual relationship with another human being. That isn't me saying your relationship is supposed to be a trauma dumping fest and only negativity, but this fantasy of honeymoon phasing until you die is just that. A fantasy. 2, all of the positive traits you listed about young women exist in older women when the relationship is healthy. Older women still believe in love, still like to cuddle, can be submissive, are feminine. Now, the other things you listed were behaviors that of which hired help would provide, which is why your video did less to prove your point and more to prove mine. Men go after young women because they have less life experience, less examples of what love is supposed to look like, and therefore are much easier to manipulate into being subservient to men. Which brings me to 3. You can want whatever you want in a relationship, just don't be disingenuous about it and don't expect other people to fall for the disingenuousness. Instead of men getting on the internet and advocating for why they shouldn't be side-eyed for dating 17-year-olds at 30, maybe unpack why your reasoning is consistently predatory, and admittance of your own shortcomings therefore requiring someone with lower standards, and or blaming women for how men in the world have treated them or caused them to be.